In today's case, I'm working with two columns. The first column contains salesperson, second column contains sales amount from January to June in million. And the values are stored as a comma separated text. So I want to extract the minimum and maximum sales amount for each salesperson and finally combine the salesperson, minimum sales and maximum sales. I will apply three approaches to solve the problem. The first approach will be the dynamic array functions of Excel 365, and then I'll solve it using Power Query, and finally I'll solve the problem in PostgreSQL. To solve the problem using dynamic array functions, I will use TEXTSPLIT. The first text will be my sales, write comma. In the call delimiter, I will write comma followed by space. I'll close the parentheses and press enter. Now I have the values in separate columns, but I will convert this text value into numbers by writing double minus before the TEXTSPLIT function. If I press enter, now I have the numbers. I'll store this result in a variable by writing let function. The first variable name will be a write comma. Now I will calculate the minimum and maximum sales amount and combine them. So I will use HSTACK function. In the first array, I will write min function. The number will be a, write comma. Second array will be max function and the number will be a. I'll close the parenthesis of HSTACK function and close the parenthesis of let function. Press enter. Now I have the minimum and maximum sales amount for Shah. If I drag down the formula, I will have the minimum and maximum sales amount for the other sales persons. But I will not drag down the formula. Instead, I will use a reduce function. And we know reduce function works on each row and finally returns the cumulative result. So I will write the reduce function. In the initial value, I'll write the header names because I want to add the header, and I'll write them in the curly bracket. The first header will be min sales, write comma, and the second header will be max sales. I'll close the curly bracket, write comma. In the array, I will select the sales, write comma. I'll use lambda. So first variable will be x and the second variable will be y. And this x will work as an accumulator and y is the current value of the array. So I will use the VSTACK function because I will stack the minimum and maximum sales amount underneath the header. So first array will be my header, which is x, write comma, and in the text of the TEXTSPLIT function I will refer the y, which is the current value of the array. So I will close the parenthesis and press enter. You can see I have the header, and underneath the header I have the minimum and maximum sales amount for each salesperson. Here this reduce function allows the calculation to iterate over each salesperson's sales dynamically, and for each row it appends calculated minimum and maximum sales amount using VSTACK function. Now I will combine the salesperson with header. So I'll use HSTACK, and again I'll use VSTACK because I will add the header of salesperson. The header will be salesperson, write comma, and I'll select the salesperson name array. I'll close the bracket of VSTACK, write comma, and close the parenthesis of HSTACK function. If I press enter, now you can see this is my expected result. To solve the problem using Power Query, first I will load this table into Power Query editor. So I'll go to data tab and click on from table/range. I'm inside the Power Query editor and I will apply the same concept that I used in Excel. First I will split the value. So I will go to add column and click on custom column. Here I will use the let. I'll define a variable which is a. I'll use the TEXTSPLIT function. The text will be my sales from Jan to June, write comma, and the separator will be comma and space. I'll close the let by writing in, and I will write a to see my result. So it has produced a list of text value. If I click on this side, you can see I have the list of sales amount. I'll convert this text value into number. So I'll go back to my query. I'll use the List.Transform function, List.Transform. I'll write comma and I'll write each. Each means the each item of the list, and I will use the Number.From function. And this underscore refers the list. If I close the parenthesis and click on OK, if I click on this side, now you can see I have the number instead of text. So I'll go back to my code. Here I will create a record because I want to add two columns. So in the record, I will write the header name. The first header name will be min sales equal to list.min function, and I'll refer a right comma, and the second field header will be max sales right comma. Here I will use the list.max function, and I'll refer a. I'll close the square bracket and click on OK. Now the list has been transformed into a record. I will expand the record. I'll click on OK. Now I have the minimum and maximum sales amount. So I'll remove this column, and this is my expected result. Let me click on this icon to solve the problem in PostgreSQL. First, I will display my table. I'll use the select asterisk from. My table name is sales underscore comma. I will run this to display my table, and here is my table. I will split each value. So I will delete the asterisk. First column name will be salesperson right comma. Here I will use the string underscore to array function. So it will convert the text value into an array. My header name is sales underscore Jan to June, and the separator will be comma followed by space, and I will write them in single quotation, comma and space. I'll close the bracket. I'll give the column a name, so it will be sales. I'll run this. Now you can see the values are in the curly bracket. So I will separate them by using unnest function. I'll run this. Now I have the value in separate rows for each salesperson. So I have 6 values for Shah. In this way, I have the 6 sales values for each salesperson. Now I will convert this text value into number. So I will use double colon and write the data type, which will be numeric. If I run this, now I have the number values. I'll solve the problem using CTE. So I'll write with and give it a name. It will be C1 as. I'll enclose within a round parenthesis. If I write the select asterisk from C1, I will have the same result. Now I will again write the column name. The column name will be salesperson right comma. Here I will use the min function, and I'll write sales. I'll give it a name. It will be min sales right comma. I'll use the min function. Column name is sales as max sales. If I run this, now it is showing error because salesperson must appear in the group by clause or be used in an aggregate function. So here I have to use the group by function, and the column will be salesperson. If I run this, now this is my expected result. I have the salesperson, minimum sales and maximum sales. I hope you like this video. See you in the next one, and thanks for watching.